And then usually I share it out. I don't know if you want to or not. It's YouTube and Facebook. It won't tag you. I forgot to tell you that. It won't tag you. So you'll probably have to share it.
So yeah, I've also been posting it throughout the day.
Okay. And then we should be good. Do you see it on yours? You seen it?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. Well, how are you doing today?
I'm doing peachy.
Yeah, as good as it gets, right?
Yeah, I mean it's it's staying in the hospital, so it's boring, it's dull, it's nothing new happens.
Yeah. I'm sure that is not fun at all.
No, and the problem is that this is my fourth time this year, so it's really dull.
Yeah, do you have to go in like scheduled, or is it just if you get sick or something?
No, my so it's a roundabout kind of story. Uh, I tend to be unusual in all my medical issues. Um, my heart's weak, but all my organs are fine. I'm not deteriorating or anything like that, but just my heart has an electrical problem they can't fix, and it's getting tired. So I only enter the heart transplant list at level 6, which is the lowest, and I've been there for over a year. But my heart's getting more tired and more tired. So they want every time I come into the hospital because I've had this thing called tachycardia where it just skips beats and goes really super fast for like 4 or 5 hours, and then they shock me. That's fun. uh, and That's when they keep me for about 2 weeks, and that bumps me up on the list. So yeah, this is the fourth time. In January, I was here for about 5 weeks. Um, so that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's crazy because I have the same thing and I can't get these doctors to acknowledge it here.
Well, yeah, well, I'm in Manhattan. I have Marfan syndrome, which is why they've been monitoring my heart ever since I was like 6. So the cardiologist here saw it happening, and that's when they put me into heart failure. Yeah.
All right. But you're still doing great and keeping music as your passion. So that's a plus.
Well, absolutely. I've been doing as much as I can. Basically, I have about 3 hours every day in the morning when I have the most energy, and that's what I use that time to record or mix stuff that I'm working on. I've already got about the skeleton of about 3 or 4 songs ready for when I finish this stint in the hospital, so I can go back and try to finish those up and get some new ones done.
Okay. All right.
It's pretty awesome use of time, as
Yeah.
far as I could see, man. I mean, it sounds like everybody else, minus being in the hospital. I mean,
Well,
typically,
yeah,
I feel like I got kids or I got to go to a softball game. That's all I got is 3 hours, anyways, you know?
exactly. And that's how it used to be also because I was a stay-at-home dad and had a job, part-time job. So yeah, that's about all I had before. So
Yeah. Yeah, but you're out here doing it, so that's awesome. Now, your album Echoes. And when did that release?
so that was at the end of September, last week of September. Uh, yeah, that's when it released.
That
Okay.
was like my birthday present, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, September 21st. Yeah.
Ah,
All right.
belated happy birthday.
Check it out.
All right, that's awesome. What's your favorite song on the album?
Ah, I wouldn't be able to pick that. I mean, it depends on the day. Um, like the opening track, "Bring Down the Sun," I really like, and if I'm in my goth mood, or if I'm in a more angry punk mood, then the world is on fire. So it really depends. on the time of day or the day.
Okay.
Where did you get Titanosaur? So curious.
So in 2018, I was doing this industrial goth band since 2004, the Raygun Girls, and so that's pretty dark stuff. But I really wanted to spread out and do something hard rock metal. I love AC/DC, um, and Judas Priest and stuff like that. So I wanted to do something more metal rather than goth industrial. So I decided, all right, we're going to separate that music and call it something else. And then I was with my kids trying to come up with names, and we decided a dinosaur would be a perfect name for a heavy metal band. Almost every dinosaur name is taken, so it was really tough. We had a long list. And then I remembered that I had watched a documentary on the Titanosaur just the week before. So that name sounded great. I did a search, and nobody used it yet. So here we are.
All right. That's awesome.
That's a real dinosaur. I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to look that up too.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
know
it's well. So here's the thing. So not only does it evoke the stomping kind of groove, heavy groove, but also it's the largest dinosaur, and I'm 6'9", so I tend to be the largest person in the room.
You are
Okay.
6'9". That is
Damn,
very
buddy.
tall. I would look very short next to you.
I'm
My
6'1",
wife is
so make me feel weird, bro.
my wife is 5'2", so yeah.
Okay, so I'm sure. Yeah, I'm
So
about.
tote bag size.
Yeah, I'm about.
Strap over your shoulders.
Yeah. All right. So how do you make your music then, since you're a one-man band?
Well, I generally I listen to lots of music all day long, and then every once in a while a song will stick out to me. Either the speed of it, like the beats per minute, or the drum beat itself, or a lyrical line. And then I'll go to the computer, and if it's a lyrical line, I'll just write down all the words that are coming up for me. So I have like a whole bunch of lyrics all over the place. And then for the music, yeah, usually it's the beat, and I sit down the computer, set up the beat, run it for about 10 minutes, and then just jam over it and see what happens. Usually it's with guitar, sometimes it's with bass when I want to try to mix it up a little bit, but usually it's guitar.
Okay. And you play guitar, right?
Yeah, I play guitar, bass, I sing, program the drums.
So you play a lot of it. Most instruments, then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty
So
rough.
Yeah.
I'm not well. I took a few guitar classes when I was younger, but mainly I do everything by ear, so I can play almost any instrument, like piano, synthesizer. I do that for. You can't hear it completely, but it's in a lot of the songs to add some umph in the background. So yeah, whatever I need to.
All right. When did you start playing or getting into your music more, I guess?
Well, start playing. There's a picture of me when I was like 1 year old sitting on the floor with a giant electric bass on my lap. So that's a possibility of when I started. But
The thought was there.
the thought was there.
Yeah.
Well, I started playing in high school mainly. That's when my mom gave me my electric guitar, and it's the only one I've been able to play. I haven't had any money to buy a new one, so I've played the same guitar for over 30 years now. So yeah, that's when I started in high school, and it was really the Ramones that helped me start because yeah, I was seeing I was a fan of Megadeth, a fan of Metallica, Black Sabbath. I'm like, I can't play like that. So I figured out how the Ramones played, how Johnny played, and I was like, okay, this I can do. And so that opened up everything because that's when I started working on my speed and accuracy, and then I figured out how Soundgarden did the drop D, and that changed everything for me. And that's when I started really getting heavy.
Wow. Soundgarden being the break for drop D. That's a new one for me, man. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I was a huge fan of Loud Love. That album is fantastic. And yeah, a lot of his stuff back then was drop D. Now it's like tons of different. Well, not now, but then it moved into tons of different tunings. But now I'm in drop C, so we all evolve.
Yeah.
If you grew bigger, would you end up doing a live band?
If I were 10 feet tall, yes, I would definitely do a live band. No, well, my hope is that once I get this heart transplant, because what I've read and what I've heard from tons of other people is your energy, you have tons more energy that you weren't used to. So potentially, maybe putting together a band after that happens. I used to go on tour with the Reagan Girls. We did shows all over the place. And so that's definitely something I like doing and being on stage and feeling that sound behind me out of the amplifiers that loud. So yeah, I would definitely love to be able to do that.
Spoken like a guitar player.
Or a drummer, but
So are you able to work on your music while you're there?
in January I was, because they put me in a private room and I brought my guitar with me, and that's when I actually laid down a few of the riffs that turned into songs for the album Echoes. And I used my iPad, just plugged into my iPad. But when I have these 2 week stints, I don't know if I'm going to stay. So I don't have a guitar. Plus, I'm not in a private room, so it's a totally different game.
You just gotta check the roommates, make sure they're cool, bro. Hey, you guys like music?
So I did have one roommate once. He was I think he was from Peru, and he was like at least in his 60s, and he was like, I'm going to be a great fan of yours. I'm going to get in touch with you later, because I talked to him about the whole band. He kept asking. So it's possible. Sometimes it happens.
Right?
Awesome.
Yeah. I guess it's
you build an audience while you're in there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we're getting out there.
Well, I definitely have a few of the nurses, because they all know me by now. I've been here so many times, so a lot of the nurses know that I play. So and one of my cardiologists, because I have a whole team, and one of the cardiologists, I gave him a CD and he loved it. It was his kind of music, so.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's heartwarming.
Yeah.
Everybody loves music, man. I mean, no is just the wrong answer. Everybody should say yes. I love music.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think we're gonna take a break. I'm gonna show your video.
Alrighty.
So those that are watching, tune in.
All right.
Yeah, I love that. I love the part where you switch with the dinosaur head.
Yeah, I used to use the dinosaur head a lot more, but I can't breathe in it,
Yeah.
and so I'm short of breath now. So it's really hard to use it. But I used to do like little videos, little clips of me playing guitar with that dinosaur head on.
Yeah, that's super cool. You need to get you a whole. Was it the blow up T-Rex?
Oh yeah, well, when I first started in 2018, I used that as a promotional thing. A friend of mine let me use theirs, and I had my kid running around the backyard in the snow, and I filmed them with the music playing behind it.
That's cute. Yeah, I enjoyed it. What's the meaning behind that song?
I didn't write it with any meaning, but some stuff that I've heard that other people have put the meaning into it, I guess makes sense. I mean, like, being on the heart transplant list and like I could die at some point. So the whole thing about ghosts and death and all of that, dragging me in is a possibility. Um,
Okay.
Sort of some unthought motive back there, maybe. I mean,
it's possible.
It's very broken up. I mean, I didn't really see a whole lot of underlying meaning, if that's not horrible, but like I was so stuck in the instruments. I was so stuck in the music, like, and paying attention to the video. Between the two things, it was really hard to like catch everything. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, to me, with a song like that, where I didn't have any meaning when I wrote the lyrics, it really is more about the rhythm of the lyrics and how they fit in with the rest of the instruments. And I really like that song because of that. Everything really fits in perfectly.
It's powerful. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I took away from it. Like I take the lyrics as being more of an abstract, like over a line definition, whereas the music is like what actually carries you through with the video.
Yeah.
I mean, if that makes any sense. I smoke
No,
a
it
lot
does.
of weed.
It does. It does. You're good. Yeah. I get it. I get what you mean. Yeah.
It was cool. I really liked the video. Honestly, like between the two things, I was kind of lost. It was really shiny.
Well, thank you, thank you. I have to try to figure out how to make a video with my limited budget, but also limited abilities. So that's why that was mainly sitting down, or was totally sitting down, except for my floating head. I like to put my floating head in every once in a while.
I like that. Yeah.
It was neat. It was really abstract. I dug it.
Yeah, I did. It was definitely fun to watch. Sometimes I take breaks and then sometimes I watch. And at first I was going to take a break and I'm like, no, I want to watch this. So
yeah, no, I mean, her speaker actually sucked. I had to leave the room and turn my speaker on so I could hear it better.
Awesome.
I probably wanted to take the whole thing in while we were doing it, though. It was pretty well done overall. I mean, 8.5 out of 10.
Well, thank you.
Do you have any upcoming shows?
No shows. I don't play live.
Right. I did ask that.
Any planned live streams coming up? Any big news you're planning on coming up anytime soon we should be looking out for?
Well, I hope to be able to do live streams again. I did that for the record release for my album Absence of Universe. So I'd love to do it again. I just have to have the energy to be able to record all the parts because it's live in quotes. It's me playing 3 different things. So I basically record everything. But I am working on a split EP. I mean, as split as digital can be. A split EP with another New York band. We haven't really made an official announcement, so I don't know if I can. I have no idea if I can even announce who the band is because they're on a label.
I mean, I like a teaser though. All right, buddy. We'll keep our eyes open.
Yeah, they're more closer to hardcore, and so I stepped up my speed for that one. And it's sounding really great. So I'm really excited about that whenever it comes out. They're just really slow. We started this process over a year ago, and they just take a really long time to record their parts.
Curious, have you ever talked to Spike Polite from Spike Polite and Sewage? His drummer is Donnie Ramone. Some of your influences have carried over. He's from New York, do obviously punk rock. You should check into him. He's a wild dude, but I'm sure there's some hangout stuff to be done there. You know what I mean? We talked for a good bit, man. Spike he's a good dude.
Well, yeah, I'll definitely look into that once I'm able to.
Okay. Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, my brain, I just be trying to throw stuff out there sometimes. I work in the music industry as well. I do a lot of artist management, booking, tour routing, and etc. This is my homie. I don't typically participate, but I thought I would jump in and stick my head out a little bit, see what was up.
Glad to meet you.
Pleasure.
Well, I don't want to keep you too long, so I want to in the sesh with how do you feel about the music industry today?
It's a double-edged sword, the music industry. Yes, lots of people like me can get music out there easier. But then again, you get overloaded with tons of people who make music that is half-assed, not recorded well, not the songwriting needs to be developed, stuff like that. So there's a lot to filter through. So that's one of the issues that this new model that we have is causing. So it's I don't know, it can be seen either way.
I love that response. I mean, if you're going to say one thing out in a direction, I would have to agree that oversaturation is certainly part of our problem.
Yeah.
Heard. Okay. How do we find you online? Yeah. Are you on the streaming services? Where are we looking for the music?
I'm on all the socials. It's all Titanosaur Rocks. Made it easy because with my other band, which is called the Raygun Girls, we used like 3 different handles, and it was really hard for anybody to find us. So Titanosaur Rocks, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X, Threads, Facebook. Did I say Facebook? Yeah. I mean, so and YouTube is also Titanosaur Rocks.
Cool.
Do you do TikTok too?
Right, TikTok as well.
Cool.
I haven't really posted much on there, but I have it.
All right. That's awesome. I'm really glad that you could take the time out of your day and stuff to definitely do an interview with us. And I hope that your health gets better and everything progresses in a good way, in a positive way.
Certainly, same here, man. I really wish you the best. And
Yes.
and it's so amazing to see somebody go through so much and use music as a healing vessel. I mean, I think that's what got me through the interview more than
Yeah.
anything.
Oh well, thank you guys. I'm glad. I'm always worried because I did one yesterday, an interview yesterday that it's going to happen in January sometime. But I'm worried that I'm going to say this is happening from the hospital, and they're going to go. We'll reschedule because that happened last year when I was in the hospital. So a couple of interviewers said, "Okay, we'll reschedule," which sucks because I'm looking for something to do. So I'm glad to do this. I'm glad you guys are there. This was fun.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure, man. I look forward to checking out some more music.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you.
If any of our viewers have questions too, they can ask before we get off.
For sure.
Yeah.
And happy holidays, man. I mean, maybe you'll get the best Christmas present of all. And fingers crossed for you, man. Really.
Oh, thank you. Well, yeah, that's the. It's one of those. The unfortunate reality is that I do have to hope for somebody to, have, and so yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
hopefully for Christmas.
To not be negative. I totally feel what you're saying. I didn't really think about it from that perspective. I mean, there's always a half empty, Yeah.
It was one of the really rough things to get okay with.
I didn't have the comment section up, so I didn't even think anyone was commenting, and people were commenting. But Grimrock said you rock. Good stuff, man.
Yeah, I follow Grim on a few services.
Yeah, Grim's awesome.
What up, Grim?
Truck Dog and the Go People said great stuff.
Awesome. He's a new fan that I just that just came on board a few months ago.
No questions, just love.
Heard.
And then my daughter said, "You are the best."
Yeah, she's quite the fan, Piper.
Kids love the music. Right. There are a few other people who tell me how their kids ask for the songs all the time.
I mean, gotta start them young, right, buddy?
Yeah. But we appreciate you coming on. We appreciate the people that were commenting. I'm sorry that I didn't have it up. My bad. It's been a day.
It's good seeing you all.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Pleasure, buddy.
Yes. Thank you.
Bye.